when I was talking to someone earlier, it's somewhat analogous to the tremendous success of Amazon itself in terms of being a fulfillment center for so many vendors, because it's just so freaking easy to buy from Amazon. And to some degree, with regard to the world of software, the AWS Marketplace is establishing a similar role, and now let's hear more about it from Saman.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Ron, can you hear me?
I can, yeah, absolutely, just fine.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I know this is my last presentation of the day. I'm in between jumping out to your personal commitments versus given an opportunity. So I'll make sure I'm crisp and clear and providing a value to you guys. And like Ron mentioned, and it is an opportunity to provide or secure software outside of AWS services through Marketplace in a safe and secure manner. Definitely fits in the idea such as Zerato, which is one thing we just talked about where you could purchase through Marketplace. So how and where was Marketplace born? So we listen to customers, and one thing we have understood from the customer standpoint of view is there are so many softwares that are technologies that have been accustomed in data center, and they like to use it even in their existing AWS cloud for whatever reasons. Maybe it's something they know it very well. They got used to it. So that's how AWS Marketplace was born. Treat this as a place where third-party software could be purchased, and it's a place where you pay through AWS bill. So the way I plan to present is specifically talk about Marketplace. Maybe that's new to everyone, but I'll definitely cover an overview of what Marketplace is. And second, from the buyer perspective, what are my options in leveraging the Marketplace? Like, is it a Lambda that I kick off? Is it a container? How do I purchase it? Is it like a pay-per-use like an AWS service, or could I go into a contract? So I'll try to cover that. And last but not the least, some customer successes. So AWS Marketplace is a unique position. We are in a leader position because we are one of the SaaS marketplaces where you could buy CrowdStrike, Snowflake, App Dynamics, so on and so forth, third-party vendor softwares, which is available in AWS in itself. So that's how our AWS Marketplace is treated as. So what's AWS Marketplace actually mean? We are not a small unit. We have over 8,000 listings, and it's definitely growing. Around 1,600 ISVs, independent software vendors, whether it's bring your own license or free trials, are available. So I would highly recommend people to just Google or go to AWS Marketplace, search around what is available. And most often than not, we have a free trial. So if you have a software you're interested, try it out. AWS Marketplace is considered as day one service, which means a new region is built. For example, a new region is coming up in New Zealand, or in Canada, there's a new region coming up. AWS Marketplace will be available on day one. Just like EC2s or S3, we are considered as day one. So regardless of when a new region comes in, Marketplace will be available. So we provide software on demand, and not AWS software, AWS services, but third-party company software. The beauty of it is you'll get as a one consolidated bill, and you would see that whatever payments you've been doing to third-party only through one simple bill. Okay, what are the common questions? So I wanted to go reverse direction. What am I subscribing to? So what we are trying to do is consolidated billing, specifically for a finance persona or a people who are in the procurement personas. Is like, oh, I have an AWS bill, I have a Datadog bill, what's the contract size, deal size? A lot of that heavy lifting is taken off when somebody purchases through Marketplace. And it's as a technical leaders, the conversations with your finance team or procurement team become so easy. What we do, we curate the catalog. So for example, you have an army listing or a container listing. We do the scans. We regularly check whether the softwares are good and ensure the product that the third party company is listing is good. And how do you subscribe? Very simple. Go to the marketplace console, choose your product, and procure. More often than not, I'm going to share about how you can procure a little bit down the line, but procurement has multiple layers to it. And you could monitor your own spending. Like, for example, you bought something and you wanted to know what's your AWS usage and third party usage. All that can be done. So, what's the opportunity for both buyers and sellers? This is a holistic side. I don't know if there are any sellers in this category. Sellers are third-party companies who want to sell products, but maybe there's someone in this group who has a cool idea or a startup in here. You are most welcome to be consider yourself as a seller and think about AWS Marketplace for a greater outreach. So what we are trying to do is, from the buyer's perspective, improve the procurement cycle, time to value, and simplify the purchasing experience, so on and so forth. All right. So how does this end-to-end supply chain work? We just talked about how many listings are available, how many sellers, but as a seller, you provide your software or publish your software, and a buyer, you deploy globally, you discover, the trials, you tag them. Let's say you don't know which team is using, so you tag them, and you also get metered about how much of usage. Let's say you did a SaaS listing and X number of users or X data volume, whatever metrics it may be, you can see which team is using. Let's say it's a shared account or a shared product. So apart from all these things, you could have a private offers, which is you say, hey, ISV, I'm going to do a 1 year deal. Can I get a discounted price? Sure, that's possible. And that's a private offer. You say there is an ISV is like, hey, I love this product, but I don't have a team to work on it. Do you recommend someone, or do you have a wing who can actually build this out for me? Sure, they have professional services listings that can be done. Or there is an ISV who has a third party company, maybe in a EMEA region, who wants to deploy. So that's how you could use a consulting partner. So this is what an overall AWS marketplace means. But now let's go a little deeper. What do I am getting into? So there are, in the marketplace, you have various categories, and a few have been listed here: business intelligence, security, database, DevOps. And how do I buy? You have a free trial, pay as you go, bring your own license. And how do I deploy? There are multiple ways to deploy. You could have as simple as a CloudFormation template, or as complicated, or rather as containerized as possible using EKS, ECS, so on and so forth. I'm trying to give you a few examples so that you can understand what it looks like, but I'll quickly go over them. This is the ecosystem that we have got. As you can see, some of the vendors that are available on AWS Marketplace. Hopefully, some of you get connected to it. We did have a talk in the day where we have Cloud Health and so on and so forth. These are already available in AWS Marketplace. So you don't have to go in a separate purchasing agreements with them. It all makes life easier. B2B Analytics like Snowflake, Databricks, Denodo, Matillion, to as complicated as machine learning, where you would want to use Alteryx or H2O.ai. They're all available in Marketplace for consumption. So switching gears a little bit, how does a subscription model? So you heard what is Marketplace, how the transactions happen. You've heard how many various different categories available. But let's go a little deeper. Okay, now I like a product. How do I go forward? Like I was mentioning earlier, there are multiple delivery options, and typically it is decided by the ISV. We would love SaaS, but sometimes SaaS is not an option. Maybe it's a container, such as it's a machine learning image, and they want to give us a container. Or it's a SageMaker model, they want to give us a container. There is a CloudFormation template, which is what I love, because now you just give a template, and that whole template will be deployed in the buyer's AWS account. So there's no interaction with the customer. What they have given helps you deploy in your own resources and manage it. So once I have deployed, what are the different ways of payment? One, free trial. Like I said, I always recommend buyers to do a free trial if that's available, because you get to see what you're getting into. There are multiple ways that can happen: consumption based, pay as you go. Like Confluent has a pay as you go Kafka service or a Confluent Cloud. Monthly service, so you could do a monthly billing, or annual and multi-tier, which is where the private offers come into the picture. Sorry. So there are also multiple solutions. So what we did is we worked with the vendors and pre-baked some solutions which will help you. So be it be a public sector or a focused media and entertainment sector, because now we've moved away from categories just focused on data and analytics, but we are moving to or we are adding vendors who are focused on financial services or media entertainment industry or health and sciences, life sciences industry. So I wanted to go a little bit deeper on different types of partner offers or different type of key offers, so to speak. So this is where I mentioned where consulting prior partner private offers. There could be Capgemini, Accentures of the world who have a good relationship with Snowflake, and you must be wondering, I want to use a Snowflake, but how do I implement it? Somebody needs to guide it. Somebody needs to evaluate what I've got. So this is where the partner consulting firms come into the picture, where they not only resell the software that Snowflake has, but also bundle professional services, let's say for a few months to evangelize and set things up before you're able to take off. Outside of that, there are so many professional services consulting partners. Maybe people know Rackspace or other companies that are available or worked with, but these are a few that you already might have come across. I do wanted to highlight a few good features, such as SaaS is multiple times many people think SaaS is like, hey, 5 people, 5 users for a month, this is the X usage. But we have also tried to come smartly where we've heard the customers or buyers saying, hey, could we go on a discounted price because we know we're going to use for the next of the year. So that's where we built SaaS contracts with consumption, and we let when we have a contract, basically we have a discounted price. Also, we heard marketplace, in the from the buyers that we need flexible payments. There are situations where there is a budget that is coming up, let's say Q1 of 22, but there is a propensity to buy today so that they can use it today. However, they can make only the payments next year because they have exhausted the budget or they do not have enough money. So we built in this flexible payment. So you buy today, but your payments could be negotiated with the seller. Over here could be a vendor who's selling a software saying, hey, you know what, I'll pay 5 grand now, but the remaining whatever 100 grand I need to pay, I'll pay in equal payments coming in Q1 of next year or something like that. Sure, that can be done. The product can be purchased today in November, but the payments will happen beginning of next year. I do want to qualify machine learning. Many might think marketplace is typically a place where software is deployed or a DevOps tool is deployed, but we have launched in reInvent. I think it's in 2018 or 19, where machine learning is also there. Basically, you could find and buy algorithms and deploy them on SageMaker, and it works superbly well with AWS Data Exchange. That is another service where you can buy data such as hey, I could give a use case where sales teams want to target credit card to a certain zip code, and they wanted to know the information through third-party companies such as Equifax, Experian, so they can buy through data exchange, run this machine learning models, and enjoy the machine learning output to have a targeted audience to send their mailers to. All right. Few more things I'd like to share. There are large enterprises who say, "Hey, I like your marketplace, but I don't want all my, developers to go gung-ho and buy anything and everything." Well, we heard what customers said. We created a private marketplace so that enterprise can create a marketplace saying, okay, you are now allowed to purchase any of the software, but nothing outside of that. This way, you are kind of vetting some vendors and saying, okay, these are only the vendors that anybody in my team can buy. I was speaking a little while earlier about data exchange, and this is where you subscribe to third-party data, and this is goes really well hand in hand with some machine learning models. Last but not the least, we have cost allocation and vendor meter tags, so you know exactly how much of usage that you're doing. Just like cost allocation, cost as consumption, we are providing this benefit. All right, I want to jump into customer stories and end my conversation. These are few customers that I like to qualify or highlight. McCafe has worked with App Dynamics. GE has private contracts with App Dynamics and A Cloud Guru. A Cloud Guru, I'm not sure how many know this, but they're a great third-party company which helps training needs of employees on AWS. So they GE bought through Marketplace A Cloud Guru service. Walt Disney bought Trend Micro. 20th Century Fox had Neuralink to help them on their APM needs. I worked specifically on this deal. This is a great one. Wyndham worked or leveraged App Dynamics for their monitoring and software solutions, and this helped and seamlessly benefit 800,000 plus hotels with their mobile bookings. A few more I would like to qualify, but this is more about how buyers were able to leverage migration services on AWS. So we do have migration services such as TSO Logic and other products in Marketplace. So not only ones who are mature in AWS would like to use Marketplace, but people who want to migrate to AWS have also leveraged AWS Marketplace to migrate. Last but not the least, this is what our ISVs are talking about. They feel like for example, CrowdStrike feels 45% faster they're going when going through Marketplace, and New Relic feels they're able to upsell contracts. So it's a win-win-win, so to speak, that I'm going to qualify over here. And with that, I want to end my conversation for today, and hopefully I'm in time. And this is my email address if anybody wants to reach, or definitely feel free to reach out to Ron. Last but not the least, thanks Ron for giving me this opportunity. This has always been great, Angel Beats, and love to support more, and wish the best to the team. And any questions for me?